If you've ever had a nice glass of champagne over dinner or celebrated and popped a bottle with your friends, then you can 100% thank the French for that one. About 90 miles east of Paris, you will find the only place in the world that makes champagne, Champagne, France. Here, champagne is a tradition that dates back as far as the 1st century, but fast forward to 2024, we are here in Paris for the Olympics, but we're actually gonna take a day trip to Champagne to see it right from the source itself. About 300 million bottles a year are harvested and stored in the Champagne region alone, but that doesn't mean it's gonna hit the shelves. Brut champagne, for example, has a minimum 15-month aging process, but some houses take even longer. There are 370 champagne houses and 16,000 growers, and many of them offer tastings and tours, so let's go check a few out and see how champagne is made.
So Pressoria just opened 3 years ago, so it's a new visit in Champagne, and we've decided to create a sensory trip to discover everything about the Champagne wine region in general and to represent every actors of the wine region. That's very important. So here, people will discover everything about Champagne wine. So how we make it, what's the climates, what's the subtlety of the subsoils we have in Champagne, which is making the region unique and which has allowed you to produce that exceptional wine, which is Champagne. So the history definitely for me is important and makes the Champagne unique. The Romans bring the first vines in Champagne at the 3rd centuries after Jesus Christ. And then we continue to develop all the vineyards to arrive today to what we have here. So Champagne is representing 34,000 hectares of vines.
It took 200 years basically to fine-tune this process in order to create what we call the champagne. So we have a few steps. The first step is the harvest, which is the grapes. We select the grapes coming just from Champagne. We do it by hand. The harvest is done by hand. We don't use machine. It's extremely important to protect the berries. That's the first step. The second step is to press the berries, which is quite unique as well because we press white grapes and red grapes in order to produce white wine, which is quite unique. The third step is the fermentation. We have 2 kinds of fermentation, which is in oak barrels or in stainless. Yes, that's the third step. Then we do the blending. Once we do the blending, then we put the wines into the bottles, and then we do aging on lees, then we disgorge, and then we enjoy. It's a part of the French history, part of the French culture, and it's what we call part as well of the French art de vivre.
The area is quite small if we compare it to other wine growing regions in France, but unique, with a unique soil, with a signature type of stone, which is chalk. And chalk gives this minerality and freshness to the wine. And it's famous for its 3 grape varietals, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and also Meunier. You can only call Champagne the wine coming from the Champagne region. You need to see where it comes from, and it comes from this unique region, which is only 45 minutes away from Paris, so you can do that in a day trip. And it's unique because you are in the heart of nature. You are surrounded by the vineyards. You can visit the houses, the independent wine growers. You can taste, you can feel it. You go to the cafes or the restaurants and you see that Champagne is something to celebrate, but it's also something that is part of the everyday life of the French people and the Champenois living in the region. So this is almost a dream come true because you come to the region and you almost have Champagne on tap.
So if you're looking for another adventure in France, add champagne to the list and thank me later.